Now we need to countersink these bridge pin holes a little bit. And we need to countersink them so that the little collar right here needs to sit in the area that we are going to countersink. So I am going to use the drill press, countersink the bridge pin hole, and just kind of eyeball it, because remember we are on a radius. So it's going to be difficult to set a depth gauge or go off of that or anything. So I'm going to have to kind of eyeball it. The pin needs to get reamed into the bridge with a tapered reamer, but I don't want to do that yet because I still want to be able to use this as guide holes for drilling the top. So I'm not going to ream that yet, but I am going to use the head of the pin to try and figure out if I'm wide enough. As I press down on this, as long as I get this countersink into the center of the hole, I'm going to let this loose a little bit and it'll find its own center. And then I hold on to it so it doesn't spin. Now this countersink is a 5-bladed countersink, and it has a tendency to chatter a little bit and leave some teeth marks in the top. And I'll finish this out with a piece of sandpaper to make sure any of those teeth marks or chatter marks come out of there. Not quite there, almost. The countersink is just about as wide as the head of the bridge pin, so now I can move on to the rest of them. Those are all about the same size, but unfortunately they're not quite big enough. Still got a little bit to go. Ideally, the bridge pin goes through and this collar just sits in that recess, and I don't think we're there yet. Almost. It may require a little bit of touch-up while it's on the guitar itself, but the more I can do off the guitar, the better, so that I don't risk damaging that top or the bridge while it's on. All right, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. They look pretty even, and there's some chatter marks in there, but I will sand those out, and hopefully we don't need to do any touch-up when it's on the guitar, but I like where it's at right now. So let's move on to the saddle slot.